Peace and more peace. What's going on, everybody? Hey, welcome back. We are the Hot Mango C Podcast. This is episode number 16, and we are here to give you what we do, man. My name is LaRue. I'm here with the Hot Mango C crew. To my left, the botanist, Rob Raider.
How y'all doing?
To my right, the VI Massive, Soldier Bless.
Yo, Soldier Bless, never stress.
The super duper producer, Henny Skywalker.
Let me say it, yeah. Let me say it loud. I'm the cream of the crop.
And happy birthday to you as we continue to celebrate.
Happy birthday, Henny.
And last but not least, to my far right, King T.
You already know what time it is. Have no fear. The king is always here.
Hey, he waited until we
I waited this time.
This time it was different because he was waiting because he was ready
little
to.
baby. You don't let the track, don't just get it right on it.
He was ready too because I see he almost do it
like,
I thought about it this time. Like, this time I'm purposely going to wait.
Now, whenever T's going to say something, he leans into the mic like.
There you go. Take a deep breath before you say it. You know how it
You already know.
Hey, welcome back. This is episode number 16, season 2.
Yes.
We are the platform that drills down to the seed and pulls back the layers on everything relating to cryptocurrency, the marijuana industry, relationships, music, the gaming industry, and so much more. We are here on this glorious day, and we had a long weekend because we were celebrating. Put your hands together for Henny Skywalker. Henny. And let me tell you about Henny Skywalker. So we normally have like kind of a ritual that, not a ritual, but what kind of liquor that we drink amongst each other, right?
Yes.
But when it's Henny Skywalker's birthday, the elephant's in the room.
Yep.
It's Hennessy. We don't drink Hennessy on the
Not
regular.
at all.
Nope.
Not at all. I still feel it.
When I was a young cub, I could drink Hennessy like that and go. Nowadays, like Hennessy we were a quarter into the bottle and kind of, at least I was. I don't know about
my liver was hurting.
But Bless out here pouring Negro size shots.
That was a mistake.
Bless don't know how to pour shots,
that
man.
was a mistake because my hand slipped on the bottle. It poured a little bit more than it was supposed
right
to.
into our cups.
Yeah.
See, that was
Each cup.
Yeah, each cup.
that was before I arrived because I definitely would have declined. Like no,
No, you wouldn't decline. You would have taken it because you remember once it's out, you can't put it back in the bottle.
that's
That's
not
right.
true.
Yes, use the one that tell me
And I
that.
say Hennessy is the indica of liquors.
The indica of liquor.
Hey,
Okay.
I like that.
Okay,
I like
all right,
that.
yeah. You know, I never
like
thought
that.
about
the
it
indica
like that.
liquor.
Indica.
That is fair to say.
I don't know. It got me wore out though. I'm tired.
That's what I'm saying.
My energy level is way down from normal.
Exactly. We should have just stick to tequila and stay getting hyped up.
Tequila,
You know what I mean?
That's what's wrong with this crew.
I
Like
woke up rejuvenated.
the choices of liquor, like tequila or Hennessy. What's the choice?
I wouldn't even
Hey,
throw in gin. I would have said
Let the
gin
people
myself.
decide. What do you
Gin.
like more? Do you like tequila or Hennessy? You could put that down in the comments below. We're going to respond.
Y'all leaving out the best one though.
What's that?
Cavassier.
Cavassier.
Oh, yeah. We just
What is
dabbled in
life
that
without
sometimes.
Cavassier?
Do you hear these choices? You can also put neither, and I'll be a
Remy
good
Martin or white Remy Martin.
neither of none. You can put none. So also right now, football is finally back.
Fly, Eagles fly.
Yeah.
So this is no longer a drill. You know, on Thursday of last week, the NFL kicked back off the beginning of the regular season of NFL football. And for the most of us, this is the official start of the season because a lot of us don't watch the preseason games, right? And the majority of us have been looking forward to this. Like, I've been waiting, man. You could go back to like March. I was going, man, like
He was fiending for it.
223 days until football. That was me.
Right. Counting, boy.
And so earlier today, I'm a big fan. So earlier today, I personally got to watch the Seahawks play the Broncos. And yes, the Seahawks won game 1, 26-0. We also got to watch the Raiders. You know, Rob Raider. He's a Raiders fan.
Rob Raider.
We getting there.
I'm a
You got to
Raider.
watch.
getting
And
there.
unfortunately, I was rooting for the Raiders too, Rob.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's 20 more years. We'll be all right.
They lost 22-10 to the Chargers.
Hey, all I'm saying is the Patriots coming, and the Patriots is going to make a deep push this year. You just watch.
Didn't they lose?
See, here we go
Did
with
they
the
lose?
Patriots.
No, you know how it goes. Alma mater for life.
Okay. But you have one of them Bulls.
Yo, I
Didn't read
Yeah,
those
because I
things.
love red.
but off subject. Speaking of NFL, did y'all see about Terrell? Was it Terrell Meeks or Weeks, the football player that got pulled over?
Oh, you're talking
Oh,
about
yeah, Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
I was way off. What? I'm making up names for people.
That's what he said the name.
Darrell Harris.
Hey,
Darrell Harris.
yeah, Hill. What was the name again?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I saw like a couple of videos. He was on his way to the game. I guess he plays for the Dolphins.
Yeah,
the Dolphins.
He was
Yeah.
on his way to the game, and he got hemmed up for a traffic violation.
Yeah, I
and
heard about it. They let him
but
go.
it turned into Popo hemming him up and throwing him on the ground.
That's
and
crazy.
I saw a couple videos. I don't know if they were the actual from that altercation, but they tried to make it seem where it looked like one of the cops sucker punched him in the
That's
head.
crazy.
Yeah,
And they dropped him off at the
but they
stadium,
did.
too.
But there is official video of him laying on the ground with a knee in his back.
But did they know that he was an NFL player?
Probably.
I don't know, but
Probably.
long story
Probably just
short,
seen a black man.
they let him go. After all that drama, they let him go.
So after they beat him, they sucker
Yeah.
punch him, they let him go.
Yeah.
So let me tell you. So that happened this morning, right?
Yeah, that happened this morning.
Let me give you the aftermath. So he played in a game today. The Dolphins beat the. Dang, who did the Dolphins play today?
It doesn't matter.
They won
They
the game.
played. They played Jacksonville.
They played Jacksonville, and it went down
almost
to the
lost.
fourth quarter, and pretty much Tyreek Hill won the game for them on an 80-yard line.
Wow.
After dealing with all of that,
Wow.
So
he pretty much won the
nice.
That give him
Nice.
the
So,
fuel to do
can
it.
we get like black man magic or something? They got black girl magic. We can't get like black
Black
boy
man magic.
Black man magic.
Something.
Like I don't want to be represented as like I can bounce back after getting beat by the police. Like I don't want that to be my superpower.
That
don't want
shows
that-
courage and
Carriage.
I don't want that to be my superpower.
Rob, every time Rob get beat down by the popo, he's gonna
Black
come back
man
and
magic.
win.
Yeah,
win
I'm gonna win
something.
something. Go harder.
So, yo, another thing, though, that happened today, fresh off the presses, it was announced today that Kendrick Lamar will be headlining the halftime show at Super Bowl 59. This will be on February 9th at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans.
That's
They're
fire.
not like us.
Big
Hey.
ups,
That
Kendrick.
must be played.
They're not like
not
us.
like not like us. Must be played at Super Bowl.
So, I sent y'all the video, and I wanted y'all to hear it because I seen a whole lot in that 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So let me break down. I wrote down what I heard. So during this minute and 15-second commercial, I see Kendrick Lamar sending a lot of subliminals at Drake. So I may be reaching a little, but I think that we've all learned how clever Kendrick Lamar is after listening to Euphoria, right? And so stay with me a second, and I'm going to break down what I seen. So in the commercial, Kendrick Lamar is putting footballs into what's called a ball launch machine. So this is a machine that launches, and then it's like to help receivers catch better and get some practice in it. It kind of mimics a quarterback throwing a pass. So as he's launching the balls outside of the camera view, he's commenting as if he's talking to someone on the other side catching the balls. So he launches 4 balls in total. The first one he says, "There you go." Before he launches the second one, he says, "Give me one more." And it goes and he says, "Ah," as if the person dropped the ball, right? So then he goes, 2 more, just like that. And I didn't notice anything at first. Then I thought, wait, didn't Kendrick Lamar release 4 diss tracks at Drake? First one, think about it again, that order. First one, Euphoria. There you go. Second one, 616 in LA. 3 and 4, Meet the Grams and Not Like Me.
Not like us.
Come on, 2 more, Not Like Us. And before he released, he goes, 2 more. And then after he says, "You ready?" Exactly. And so he proceeds to say, you have to watch this to actually get it, but I put it, I don't know if I'm reaching, but
LaRue is
listen.
reaching really now.
so also he says, there's only one opportunity to win the championship. No 2 rounds.
Yeah.
No round 2s. And also this takes place in front of a giant American flag. I don't know if anybody caught that.
I saw that. I caught that.
And what adds insult to injury is Kendrick is going to be performing in New Orleans. Lil Wayne, Cash Money, Young Money, Drake. And this is Kendrick. So I'm wondering what your thoughts are. And again, am I reaching? So what I'm saying is like, he throws 4 balls. So in the order that he releases the diss tracks, he releases Euphoria, which is kind of it hits a target. 616 in LA is like, it didn't quite land. It didn't quite stick or hit. So then after Drake releases one, he releases 2 in a row. Maybe I'm alone on this.
Nah. It was definitely subliminals in there. Like right off the back, you could tell that even though it was about Kendrick being, performing Super Bowl halftime, the whole message, the intent of the entire message, from the fact that he's going to be Super Bowl in New Orleans, from the fact that he's like, you only get one shot to win the championship. There isn't a second chance. He said that because Drake is coming out with music that's taking little shots, like he's trying to get the fight started back up. And everyone's questioning. We talked about it last week. Should he get into the fight, back into the ring with Drake after he already crushed him? And we all said there's no point in him doing it. Right, so he lets that fly out there in this commercial. But the crazy thing, and on top of all of that, what was crazy about it is he got a full endorsement from Jay-Z. Off of that. Yeah, Jay basically said, Kendrick is a once in a decade artist, and he has the ability to move the culture, to move that needle for us. So, not only does he get to take the spot that, supposed to be a Lil Wayne, Cash Money, Young Money kind of thing. But yeah, it was definitely subliminals in there.
That's what I also saw is that Master P also advocating for Lil Wayne to be alongside him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool.
He posted up today on his Instagram, and he say, he know that Kendrick Lamar is like one of the greatest, and he should be the one representing. But he say if they in New Orleans, they should be Lil Wayne because he represents that side. You know what I mean? For New Orleans, like he's like the king of New Orleans. That's what he was basically
I definitely
saying.
feel that, but he ain't shining right now. You know what I mean? Like right now, the hottest, the hip hop artist that's getting the most attention is Kendrick.
Yeah.
So
Lamar.
it makes perfect sense. And yes, it does make sense, Lil Wayne, because it's in New Orleans. But
Wayne's been back on his like I'm here.
So let me ask you this though.
Let
me ask you this. If Lil Wayne get on that stage with Kendrick, how you think Drake gonna feel about that?
That's what I was thinking.
That's going to be rough.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is like a lot of times when an artist is headlining the Super Bowl, it's been kind of a tradition to bring out guests, right? They've been bringing out guests, and Kendrick has, Lil Wayne, what I was going to say, in my opinion, has always been neutral. Lil Wayne don't come forward and speak out on nothing. Think about Lil Wayne all the way back to when he was Lil Wayne. Has he ever came out and spoke out on black issues? Has he ever came out and spoke out on LGBTQ issues? He's never.
No, he spoke on it, but he don't automatically comes out of it. But when he's asked something like, was it, I think during the whole Bush time or something like that, he spoke out against things, and he even dedicated a song out to like the killings and even the hurricane down in
the hurricane.
He did for Katrina.
No, from your point, no, he's not. He won't come out and speak, or he's not the person people go to. But he has speaking about it in the past.
He's not. Well, I would just say that he's not vocal about big issues like that. But there was also footage of him at one point on stage dancing and singing along to "Not Like Me."
Not like
us.
Not like us. I keep
saying not like me.
They're not like me. They're not like me.
I'm sorry, not like us.
Not like Guru.
Not like us. So also, so as we're talking about this, right? So Super Bowl's over. I want to say, I don't remember back in the 90s, right? Like Super Bowls being so scrutinized about, I think it was the minute that Jay-Z kind of took over, Rock Nation took over scheduling the artists and coordinating the Super Bowls, that there was so much scrutiny on who's going to perform. So there's been a lot of backlash every year about this. And the last Super Bowl that took place in New Orleans was in 2013. And so Beyonce was the headliner, and she brought out Destiny Childs. This was their reunion tour type of deal. And and there was no New Orleans rapper. So even then, back in 2013, there was like all of this controversy around there. Like, why is there not Lil Wayne? Why isn't there Master P?
Janet Jackson Titty kind of messed up everything.
I mean,
Honestly, no. Seriously, that moment was like, all right, yeah,
Everybody
we
look
gotta
to
be
the
kind of careful.
Super
We
Bowl
gotta be
for crazy shit.
now we gotta be a little careful who we bring in to do the show.
And, if they don't have Lil Hurricane on there, I don't want to hear nothing on this.
I don't want Hurricane Chris. You don't want Hurricane Chris.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
Oh, my
He was
baby.
bitching about the whole when 50 Cent came and did for it.
Yeah,
and then he was like, "Oh, why you didn't bring?" But
ain't
he
gonna
had some New Orleans artists there, and he just didn't have like the local people that nobody even cared about. That's
Hey,
what he was
listen,
bitching.
love my boy Lil Kane, man. You already know point on
his
for New
name
Orleans.
is Hurricane Chris.
Hurricane
You
Chris.
brought him-
Hey,
as bad as T.
Lil
Darrell
Kane,
Harris.
I'll butcher a name all
stay
day.
with it, brother. You already know Lil Kane is. That's my brother. That's what get Lil Kane coughing. You hear
But
me?
what do y'all think out there watching? Like, do y'all think that Lil Wayne should be performing on that stage with Kendrick, or should
He
they
said
not
it.
put him on there?
So this is what I was gonna say, right? So when New Orleans was announced as the Super Bowl destination last year, they probably have a schedule up to like 2028 right now of where these Super Bowls are gonna be. And when it was announced, everybody thought like a no-brainer. It's gonna be Lil Wayne. It's gonna be, this New Orleans kind of collection of artists that are gonna perform. But with the recent turn of events, I think. It started to spark a lot of questions because, again, like T was saying, like, who is the hottest artist right now of hip hop, right? And NFL has gotten so aligned with hip hop music now that it's like, this just really isn't the days that you can come bring a Miley Cyrus to headline. She's not gonna do the same. I mean, I'm sure there's a country artist right now that is got a hit smash song out that people would love to see.
I'm surprised they didn't do Taylor Swift.
Taylor
no,
Swift is
no,
another.
no.
The
Hell
Swifties
no.
would
I am
have come out
surprised.
for real. The
Most definitely
Swifties
not
would have come
watching
out
Super
in
Bowl.
full force, the man.
No, she definitely.
No, she would kill it. But
She would have killed it.
It's already no. She's already
Yeah.
in the Chiefs. Don't want to see her again. Like dog. Like that's already enough. She's all right. Okay, we see her in the booth. Enough. I
But
don't
she
wanna
ain't
see
doing
it.
the
Nah, we're good, man.
performance.
Hey,
the
no, that's-
Super
I
Bowl.
know.
I'll tell
it's
you,
too
if
much.
Taylor Swift
Too much.
performed the Super Bowl, it would probably be the most viewed
It'll
Super
be the
Bowl by
most
far.
viewed.
It'd be
Ever.
one
Yeah.
of the
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And I
Ever.
think Wayne
Michael
is not doing it
Jackson,
because he
dog.
doesn't.
Nah,
look
even
all that
more than
good.
that.
More than Michael.
I
I
don't
think
know.
Swifty Bass Jackson.
Only more than Michael because of the technology that we
Yeah.
have now
Nowadays.
that will allow more people to watch the show.
I remember Michael's
Yeah.
performance. That nigga bust out
Hey.
the bottom of the stage. Pop.
Yeah,
I think
for
Lil
me.
Nas
Yeah.
X would probably be bigger than her.
Yeah, and Michael Jackson didn't even have all the pyrotechnics and all that stuff that we have
He
now.
exploded
Yeah,
out of the
he
stage.
had that breeze blowing out and his little
Yeah.
fucking jacket was blowing like.
Michael Jackson just stood in one place for
could
like,
do
Everybody
holograms.
fell out.
We can do holograms now.
it
Why
was
not?
like 3 minutes. He just stood there. He jumped out and he just stood there. That was like,
Passing
I
out.
would do a Prince of Michael Jackson hologram for a Super Bowl.
He standing there and the breeze was blowing and confetti they flying and he had the aviators on. My boy just standing there like.
standing
Yeah.
there like you don't even have to perform. You can just stand there for 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Hologram.
That's
That's what you gotta
energy.
do.
Yeah.
That's energy. You pop out the
All you gotta
freaking
do,
stage
get the hologram.
and you just stand up there for 10 minutes and have the crowd go sick for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Y'all know what that
NFL
is?
got the money,
Yeah,
too.
Y'all know what that is?
What's that?
Virgo energy.
Oh,
Here we go.
gosh.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Virgo.
Here we
he's
go.
a Virgo?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
shocking.
wait, would y'all want to see a hologram performance like from Elvis, from Michael Jackson,
yes.
from Prince? Would you want to see a hologram halftime show?
No,
Not
not
the
halftime
show.
show.
Yes,
Not
just
the
Like
show.
part.
Yeah, part of it.
Like
Yeah.
a part.
Yeah,
like
part of
maybe one song.
You just different entertainment. It's not like you can touch the person as long as I get the music and entertainment package with it. Fuck yeah, I want to see that
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
it's not like I'm there. I'm on the screen watching it. Like, yeah, I want to see something great. I want to see it at least one time. But pick the right artist, pick the right
Tupac
music,
is the only one you go see.
and do it right or something like that. Where I would go geek and I'll just have like Prince, MC Hammer still alive, and I would have like.
Why are you trying to kill off MC Hammer?
I'm just saying, I would go crazy.
Hey,
Like MC
MC
Hammer.
Hammer. Hey,
Yeah.
shout
I'll
out
go
to Hammer.
crazy,
Shout
but
out to
yeah.
Hammer.
Hey, Hammer is a real goon beat.
Hammer the real deal.
Hammer
Yeah.
is a goon beat. Don't let that get twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hammer
they
is a
should do
goon.
holograms.
But thank you all for tuning in so much, man. Again, this is season 2, episode number 16 with the Hot Mango Seed podcast. We're a collection of artists There's a teacher over here,
I teach.
an actor, a botanist, a producer.
Regular stranger, you know what I mean?
I used to be in the NBA, so like we're just a collection.
Former
of
NBA player
former
Jawan.
NBA.
Starter.
Yeah, that's it.
I played 19 years in the NBA, if you could believe that.
Damn, that's a long time.
You
bro.
got
He's a
drafted
vet.
at 12.
Yeah, I
No,
remember that
but
day.
so I was gonna ask y'all on a serious note. Have y'all
Yes.
been following the Venezuelan gangs that have been kind of invading the
Yes.
U.S.?
I've been following, but that last thing they had posted up all over the place turned out was false.
Was it?
Yeah, it's false.
Yes, it was false.
They was looking for somebody.
The police from that location, the plus all the people that was like, I'm going to go over there and save the day. They get over there and they found out nobody was there, and then it turns out the landlord is a slumlord. The management team that manages those apartments is a slumlord apartment, and so what they thought was going to turn into people saving people from Venezuelan gangs turned into all the people that live there turning against the management apartment management people, showing that we got mice, we got this. They start
That
bringing out,
apartment
airing out
complex
all
is
the dirt.
It's
Yeah,
horrible. Like
That's
they
crazy.
pay like $1,400 a month. You got like trash and broken cars, windows and bullet
Yeah.
holes all over the place. Like it's just a horrible place to live. But like I said, there's no Venezuela taking over. It's just that landlord was kind of dirty.
So here's what I looked up and I found out. So if you weren't aware of what's going on, the country of Venezuela has not been a so safe place to live for quite some time. It has a corrupt government. The election had fraud in it this year, and it's always had this struggling economy that's forced a lot of families and individuals to flee from Venezuela. And like every batch, there's some bad ones that are out of the bunch. And this is what I believe is kind of happening in places Colorado, New York, Chicago, as well as Texas. So they're called the Trende Arugua, if I say that right, TRENDEARAGUA. You know my Spanish. Some days my Spanish is on point, some days it's, but
Yeah, that one.
trend. So this gang has been linked to several crimes, including armed robbery, property damage, and they've so-called infiltrated these apartment buildings in places like Chicago. I think like what y'all saying. So I heard a story of them even forcing tenants to pay them rent rather than the management. So like this has sparked a lot of outrage among residents in these areas, and it's begun to, what I've seen at least in these TikTok videos, you guys are kind of saying they're wrong. I might be.
you know I go
it's
deep.
TikTok,
I do research. I go deep on that stuff.
Watch one guy. He's a popular YouTuber. He literally went and shot the whole news video there and all that.
Yeah.
Asked her, like that whole community. One of the guys says like 80% Venezuelan. Anyway, and it's like, and even to some people that lived there for years, like there's like no problems with the actual Venezuelans there. It was just that one incident that blew out of proportion, basically.
They made it political.
Yeah.
They made it political. Like the moment it came out, all Fox News, Newsmax, all of them started airing, we're being taken over by Venezuelans. And they started showing that video of a couple, goons outside of somebody's apartment. And it was like they took over the whole apartment complex.
video.
And I ain't gonna lie, for a second there, I was like, dang, that's pretty wild. Right? But then when the police chief come out, when the goon chasers went down there and they come out like, ain't nobody here, but we're here to protect. Like, who is you protecting? They telling you they ain't have no problem. Not saying it's not a problem, but that specific one turned up the focus towards the Venezuela gangs, and it wasn't even real.
See, and so one thing that I do know that I've seen in research was there was like surveillance video of this Venezuelan gang in Colorado, and they were robbing a jewelry store, and there were like 10 of them, and they just bum rushed it. They came in, they held them at gunpoint, and they were just emptying the jewelry into backpacks. So that is happening.
Right.
And I can't really speak on all this other stuff, but I see these TikTok videos of all these different people saying like, I hear they're in this part of Texas, I hear they're in this part of Chicago, and blah blah blah. Don't do this, do that. But I'm just kind of wondering, like, what do y'all feel like? Do you think that would even pop off in Florida?
Possibly.
Florida's not really a spot for that. Like in
possible.
certain areas, like Miami, I could see a not really. Not really.
But it's possible. But
Not really.
somewhere, some bum fuck part of Florida where we don't know about. it could happen.
You said one of the key things, LaRue. I see videos talking about they heard.
Yeah.
But they don't never, it's always I heard, we hear, they're talking about this. And then what about the people that's actually there while it's happening with their cameras saying, hey, Venezuelans are all up in my apartment. You don't see nothing. It's all about, I heard they were taking over the apartment down the street. I heard they were taking over this city. I heard, and not saying it's not true, but he say, she say, don't win the case. It don't win the court
It's just
case.
one isolated event where a gang just robbed a jewelry store and they happen to allocate it to Venezuelans.
That could be very much it. That could be very much
It's
it.
that same video just keep playing in loop. Then they walk up to the apartment and all that.
And it fits the Republican anti-immigration bill. It fits their anti-immigration talking points.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So the moment it hit
does.
the news, the moment that stuff hit the news and all the news channels started broadcasting without even verifying.
Build the wall.
They didn't even verify. They just started broadcasting that it was really happening. Of course, everybody that sees that is going to go, oh, it's really going down. And like I said, I almost fell for it. But then I like to go deeper into it. And when they own the police that they called literally shows up and says it ain't happened, when the same people that's in their little Trump trucks talking about, I'm about to go down there and save the day, then they get there and like, we're here, we don't see them, but we know they're here. Like, you don't even see them. What you talking about?
Well, look, check this out. I just want to make something clear before we move on. Whether this is real, whether this is being fabricated and blown up, these gang members do not represent Venezuelan people as a whole. Like every community, there are outcasts who become desperate and reckless. Venezuelan women and men are peaceful and loving individuals like the majority of us. Like I said, like the majority, not everybody.
Shout out T.
Go ahead.
No, I just said shout out T. Not all of y'all are peaceful.
Venezuelan
Kenny shouting out her gangster friends. Look.
Right.
No, I'm shouting out T. Y'all know T.
So also, like, I don't see any Venezuelans that are supporting these gang members that are so-called, taking over apartment buildings and causing a mess. So know that they don't represent all of Venezuelan people. So just like when one black man or one white woman or one Hispanic teenager or one Asian elder does something ignorant, it does not represent their entire culture. Be mindful of your words. I feel like Henny would say that. Be mindful of your words.
Very demure about your words.
Demure
word
and
again.
mindful.
Demure.
I don't say demure.
But you just said it.
You did.
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
So
recorded.
you do say
I
it.
don't say it. And it's not a term that's
After
in my
just saying
vocabulary.
it. Yes. After you just said it. Perfect.
So moving right along Moving right along. So also last week, man, and I don't mean to drive down the energy, but last week we lost another great artist of our time, Rich Homie Quan.
R.I.P.
Yes.
R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan.
We send our condolences to his friends, his family, and all of his supporters. News broke last week that Rich Homie Quan was found unresponsive, according to his girlfriend in his Atlanta home, and rumors are that he suffered from an overdose.
Well, yeah, he had an addiction problem for years.
Yeah, at the age of 33.
Yep.
For years.
33 years old. That's crazy.
He talked about the whole Rich Gang era where he was just on ecstasy pills and all that. Like, he was just geeked out the whole time.
Yeah.
He basically this was almost foreshadowing and all that, but pretty much he was just on pills hardcore. So this was just, if he didn't stop, then this was basically what was going to happen.
I see them.
It's sad to see, man. Like in life in general, but more specifically entertainment.
Yeah.
And we mentioned this before, like the drugs and alcohol flow like the rivers. Drugs and alcohol run rampant in entertainment industry, and you get cats that, they don't start out rich. They start out, growing up in neighborhoods where they don't really have a lot, and then all of a sudden they have a ton of money and surrounding themselves with nothing but the drugs, the alcohol. Now they can get the designer drugs. Now they can get all the expensive stuff they normally would have to regulate how much they got because of finances. Now it's just flowing like rivers. And, anybody in entertainment, you have to learn to control yourself. Not saying that, he might have just got a bad batch. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But regardless, like, you have to have self-control, because if not, by the time you realize you're addicted, it's already too late. you don't even realize you're addicted until you've already been hooked on it, and then you're like, oh no, I got a problem, right? And you see, we see it all in entertainment all the time. We got friends that are alcoholic; they can't even breathe without drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sad to see.
Sad story. And the other thing is that the morning before the news broke, I saw an interview with him talking about his father barbershop getting shot up. Yeah, so his father barbershop gets shot up and whatnot.
Because the whole Young Thug situation.
Exactly. He was explaining that it wasn't such a big deal because, the barbershop was open later on that day. He was like, man, they're saying that's a big deal. But during that interview, I was watching him and I was like, dude, that man looked like he on drugs. I say that to I promise you, I say that to myself the morning before they announced it. And that afternoon, they announced they found him dead of an overdose. And I just tell you, because if you look at it, the way how he moving like...
And you know what's interesting is some of the videos that he kind of was speaking on and talking to days before, weeks before he died. He was telling people to stop using drugs. He was saying say no to drugs. He was also, there was a video I seen that was days before he passed that his friend was joking around with him and saying, man, you a junkie.
Oh,
like,
he's being real.
Like that right there is just, and I think it goes so much to what you're saying. I think there's not only in the entertainment industry, of course we know, man, there's an epidemic going on of drug use, of bad drugs, of too much drug use. Of,
seriously.
That's what fuels the industry, basically.
It does. I mean, I'll go deeper and say that the music sometimes can too. Some of the music that gets pushed.
The music highlights it.
Yeah,
highlights it, promotes it, and then the crazy twist about it is we rock that music that talks about all the, like when we were younger, the drug dealer was the cool cat.
Yeah.
Now that we're older, they brag about being the drug addict, which is weird to me.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's kind of like, where did the mentality go from I'm the hustler to I'm the addict? That
I think that's what Jadakiss asks.
And they started trying to make it fun to be addicted. That's not fun to be addicted to drugs. That's not fun to be addicted to alcohol.
But on a positive note, when you think of Rich Homie Quan, what comes to mind?
Some type of way.
Some type of way, right?
Yeah.
Sing it for me.
My nigga been hustling, trying to make him some. Ain't no telling he'll do for the paper.
Ain't no telling.
Sade, I'm a smooth operator.
And he was on pills.
I dropped the top of my whip.
And that's when he was on drugs during that time.
I know it, dude.
All those hit songs.
Like that.
I'm shining, ho.
He was faded.
Let's go.
He was faded. All those hit songs we were screaming out, he was faded.
Oh, you can tell he had the slur kind of.
He had that slur.
Some of the best music come out when you're faded.
But so much artists die from that, though. That overdose thing crazy.
Yeah. But look, for me, when I think of Rich Homie Quan, I think of that dance. I think
of
that
weird dance.
Do the dance rule.
Do the Quan. Yeah.
Do the dance rule.
Do the stand up and do the dance
this will
rule.
get us 1 million views. You got to get it there.
1 million views.
I will embarrass every last one of you.
That's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, but I remember that dance, and I remember his music was on fire through 2013 and 2015. So
and the whole Biggie joint he did too, or whatever he's supposed to do the pay respects when he's on stage and he messed up.
I didn't remember that.
You remember when he the Biggie tribute or something like that, and he was supposed to sing one of the songs and he butchered it.
I think I seen that, and he was just kind of just trying to make it through.
Yeah, zoned out.
But much respect to Rich Homie Quan. Like I might not have really rocked his music, but I respect his grind.
You rocked.
But I did dance. I didn't know what he was saying, but I definitely rocked. I didn't know what he was saying, but I mean, just if you are doing the drugs like that, or doing the alcohol's got you like that, man, find a way to get off of. It's cool to be the sober one. It is okay and cool to be the sober one. Trust me, you have a lot of fun laughing at everybody else toe up. And I'm not always the sober one, trust me, but but it is cool to be the sober one.
Go find a fun addiction. Don't do nothing to take away from your time or your life. Go find a fun addiction.
That's
Even
right.
if nobody else like it. If you like it, keeps you safe and alive, you're good.
Also, subscribe to the Hot Mango Seed podcast on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok. I was about to say Tank Top. On TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. And we're looking for sponsorship. So if you see that your brand aligns with our brand, let's sit down and talk. Man Hot Mango C podcast.
So the addicted to spending money, come spend some money on us. You know what I'm saying?
Spend some money, and you can find us on Tank Top.
Tank top.
On Tank Top.
Find us on Tank Top, the hood
Hey,
edition.
we also lost Sergio Mendes this week.
Who that?
Now who's that?
He is a Brazilian jazz great. We're
Rest
talking
in
about
peace.
from the 60s. And he's
Brazil.
been doing his thing. He also had an album in the earlier 2000s with Black Eyed Peas.
Wow.
It was called Timeless, which was actually like a remix of the stuff he did with his Brazil 66 crew.
Alright.
And it was really good. Like will.i.am them went through, and it was really, really good. And I'm used to hearing the old records because my dad, like, he's big into all types of music, and that's how I got into Brazilian jazz growing up.
Wow.
So Sergio Mendes, he passed away. I want to say it was Friday, or it could have been Thursday. I can't remember now, but
Rest in peace.
from effects of long COVID.
Long COVID.
COVID strikes again.
Yeah. And Brazil jazz had a huge effect on hip hop too.
Oh, big, yeah. Big
Pharrell
effect.
and Kanye West like sample so much. from-
Mostly Dilla. Dilla brought
Dilla
that
too,
in
yeah.
for the most part. Him and Pete Rock.
I
Jay
didn't- you know, he's
Dilla.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, Brazil had a huge.
Rob, how many times have you had? I don't. Rest in peace, Sergio.
Yeah.
Before we move on and like start getting goofy, Rob, how many times you have COVID?
I think I can count it on my hand. I think I can count it on my hand.
No,
One
I think
hand
you
or
pa-
two?
I think you passed your
No,
one
me
hand
too.
now.
Yeah, we passed it. We
You're on
passed it multiple
6.
times.
Rob is
I still remember the
COVID
first
master.
one. The nurse literally did the whole nasal rape with the little Q-tip, left the room, and then barely opened the door and said, "You got it."
Rob was the first person probably in Florida get that.
This was I think urgent Medicare, whatever, something like that. Yeah,
He
And I went
gave
there
when
and
everybody
waited
was
like an
dying
hour and a
from it
half
for real.
For her to get scared, and then she sent somebody else to come in, and he had like a mask on, gloves on, everything. He's like, "All right, that's the door," and stayed like a huge distance away from me. And they left the paper on the little desk. I was like, grab the paper when you leave. So you can follow. These are the symptoms in case you
Treat you
need
like a second class citizen.
And then I had to call work. I'm like, yep, I got it.
No, but you were still so nonchalant. You were. I asked you. I said, Rob, you have COVID? Mm-hmm. He said, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cause I've seen crazy things in life, so catching this is like,
The first person that I know.
But how many times is this? For real?
yeah, so I'm about 4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times.
I just remember one day Rob was like, "Yeah, I got COVID again,"
Yeah.
and he said it so nonchalant. I
Yep.
was like, "What you mean you got COVID again?"
Again, me.
Yeah, and it's not the crazy ones either. It's just like, this is COVID, but it's like, I'm gonna leave you alive for now because I'm gonna come back, spin the block.
What we need is your antibodies because
Yes.
right now you have the friggin'
I don't know
super
say that because
defensive shield.
government might try to snatch me up. Like,
Hey,
all right,
snatch him up, Gov. We need his blood.
We need his
We need his
DNA.
hemoglobin.
he has the white blood cells we need.
Yeah, you know it's something when he says, it didn't affect me that much this time. Like,
No, it was like the same usual. It's just
the
same
same
sit down
thing.
for a little bit, then I get up, get hungry again, and then back at
COVID
it.
master.
COVID master.
Oh, and just my little pro tip for me, what helps get through it is probiotics. But it's the stuff they also make that I call it adult baby food. But it's in like in a pouch. It's all probiotics. Come with kale, kiwi, strawberry, apples, all these multiple different flavors, and it's like a little pouch. It's called Guts or something like that.
Yeah, because it regulates your gut health. That's putting
Yeah.
good bacteria in your
so
gut.
his
So pretty
antibodies
much-
are really the cure.
I'm
So,
telling you.
so pretty much, yeah. And I don't know if y'all ever remember how good Gerber baby food was with banana.
No, I don't remember.
How do you remember it?
No, because I know some adults out here, whoever got a kid or
I will
baby
say,
and had the banana flavored Gerber
Yeah.
drinks out the
I will say
glass, that shit hit.
some of the Gerbers, because I got kids.
You've been
Yeah.
eating the
Some of
guava.
them,
Yo, it's food.
because to trick the kids, you like, oh look, and you take a little bit.
You're not supposed to eat it,
And
though.
then
I
all-
never did.
Hey, but this,
Never did
basically this is
that.
what it tastes like for adults, and it's like multiple flavors, and they got the banana joint that tastes like just like.
I ain't
just
gonna lie,
took
I
the
used to
baby
eat
shit
my niece and nephew them won't be, but I felt bland. And every time I thought it was gonna be something good, like look around, like
So to be sick. So to be
snap open that bottle, you know,
they food.
eat that kind of like, I
I've
regret
never
opening it.
not once thought, let me taste this little jar of baby food.
Yeah.
But yeah, this for adults. It's called Guts. Gutz.
All right.
You get a little pouch. Go to Publix and all that.
It is the guts that binds us.
There's your seed, man.
Yeah, good.
But
good stuff.
today, so our main topic of today, I thought today would be a good time to just talk about the state of the United States, right? So recently, gun violence has been running rampant. It's an election year. The stock market has been down as of last week. We're waiting on rate cuts, and everything is so expensive, right? And it's Virgo season. Like that, I don't know if that's
a big factor.
That's for me. But I'm curious of how y'all are feeling at this very moment. How are you feeling?
Let's start from the end of the table.
Yeah.
No.
How are you feeling? Does this
Oh,
feel
man.
like a regular year, nothing different, or does this feel different?
I feel like this is a year that, okay, first I feel for the past 9+ years have been extremely chaotic in the United States since our last president, got in office. I mean, it is what it is. Like, since he got in office, it seems like it's been a constant daily battle, right? From politics to people against each other to everything going crazy. Now, with that being said, I feel that this is the year that we can wash ourselves of him, but not as people. If he loses, all right, his opportunity to become president almost drops to zero if he loses this race. With that being said, his chances of going to jail goes up if he loses, right? Also, with that being said, though, I feel like we still got his people to deal with for the next couple years until their momentum fades after he's out of office.
What about gun violence? What about
That's what I was about to say.
So with gun
like,
violence
and
and
expensive.
the expenses of things right now, as
Yeah.
bad as things seem like they are right now, violent crime across the United States, if you look at the actual stats, has plummeted compared to what it used to be.
It's down.
And the only reason why people think it's so high is because every day you hear it's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. But when you pull up the actual statistics, see, I'm not about just talking about stuff. I need
Right.
to see some factual documentation on it, right?
Yeah.
Crime has the violent crime, not all crime, but violent crime has dropped dramatically.
Okay.
Even with the economy, I know you mentioned stocks
Yeah.
have dropped, right?
stocks have been down?
Tell me this. Didn't stocks just hit an all-time of all life high recently?
month, yes.
So when people are like, oh, it's dropping like crazy, it ain't even close to where it was low
But-
compared to before.
But the thing to you is though, like stocks they had a day that they hit high, but there's been this like kind of consistent trend. Yeah, thank you. A consistent trend of it going down. And going down means that it's just not performing as well as it has been, like, and that's been across the board. It's still not, there's nothing like alarming, but obviously like rate cuts are going to play a huge part. People are really dialing back. The majority of people are feeling the crunch, the pinch of the
People
economy.
are, but it's our fault. And I'll tell you why.
think?
Because as much as we talk about nobody got money, everything costs so much, everything costs, why is everybody still spending? And they're not
That's true.
slowing down spending. The only way, how does inflation go up?
When we
Besides the
spend.
government printing money,
When
they
we
print
spend.
money, people spend money. And as long
Yeah.
as people spend, these businesses are going to raise their rates. When people stop buying eggs at $10, guess what happens to eggs?
Eggs
The
drop.
prices go down.
But that's
So as
kinda like
long
a
as we're
vicious
willing to
cycle, though.
spend, it is a vicious cycle.
Because people need these products to live, and there's things that they was getting for years now. So with the price going up, people just getting what they normally would get. You see what
Yeah.
I mean? But the prices is higher. So that's kind of like, we go hand in hand with like, is the problem really going to get solved just by eliminating one of the two? Like, either way, it's still going to spiral out of control. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah,
let's-
because it's
let-
crazy.
Let's keep going.
Yeah,
So here,
well, I think potentially crime rate can go down even more, but that's gonna take the grocery price coming down too.
you think
The higher the groceries, the more gun violence.
like the stress?
Survival.
Yeah,
Survival.
it's survival.
How are you feeling right now? Do you feel like things are a little bit more normal than, like nothing out of the ordinary? Do you feel like these are a different time? Like,
Oh, it's been different for like the last 20 years.
yeah.
Different. It's
We're
been
back
getting more
20.
and more different every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what feels the most different?
The fact that it feels like we're pulling the rubber band very tight. And it feels very close to popping into a recession, because I remember how it felt before the last recession.
Okay.
Kind of feels like that, but people are still out here spending. So it's a little different. It's a little different.
Now
People buying new cars, talking about how it's so hard, but I just bought this brand new Lexus.
Right.
What?
Lexus.
What?
Now, do you feel? Are you overwhelmed by the election, or how do you feel right now?
2K just dropped. I don't give a damn.
2K did drop. Shout out 2K. Yes, yes.
Like, it's not stressing. The election is not stressing me. Every time we have an election, people are stressed the hell out.
I don't know
but
how.
as soon as we
Yeah.
get a president, it be more of the same shit.
Exactly.
Now, Bless.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you feel?
Yeah, but I think personally that the gun violence is spiraling out of control just from what I see.
Yeah.
These rappers dying at a crazy rate. These young kids is dying at a crazy rate because the young kids is who have the switches and the heavy artillery.
Mm-hmm.
These 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, like, it's to the point now where they had that shooting and, the commissioner was urging the parents to check your children's room, under the beds, in the dressers, just to see if they may have a gun, because it's the young kids is where the problem lies right now. They are running the streets. They live in the crash out lifestyle. I don't know if you know what crash out is.
I do.
Exactly.
I recently learned.
That's what that's this whole lifestyle of crashing out. They pop
demons.
pills, get friggin' super blitzed out, and go crash out on the ops.
They see
They
demons.
go fire guns, and that's the problem right there. You know what I mean? I think it's too much.
Where they
So on the
getting it?
line of that, I was gonna say on the line of that subject, Henny just kind of alluded to it. So on the line of that subject, the last school shooting was in Georgia, right? There was that kid who went shooting. He got arrested. He's in custody now, and his parents are going to prison. What do you feel about that? Do you feel that that's valid? That if this kid, he is 14 years old, that because his parents allowed him to have access to this gun and he went and committed this, do they deserve to do time?
Yeah, they definitely do, because they allow him access and they know that this is the crash out culture. They know these young kids crashing out non-stop. That's what's going on. They're not fighting no more. This is not back in the day where all of the kids would crowd around and they having a fight back in the thing. No. As soon as that happened, is guns involved. Like, there is guns involved with the schools. And one of my good friends, he's a teacher over in Atlanta, and he's saying, because of the recent shootings in schools, school attendance is down. So parents are deciding to not enroll their kids into school. He say, just from that recent gun shooting at the school, he said that the absentee rate went up 20%. So he said, like, they had a mass amount of students just not coming to school. They don't know where they is. Like, so all of that is putting gaps in the learning of the kids. You see what I mean? Parents is now homeschooling. It's crazy because they fear for their life.
Can you blame the parent though?
Did you know what's crazy about that kid?
You can create that little demon.
But I'm saying I'm sorry, T. Like, blame a parent for saying, like, there's just a shooting at this school. This is too much.
Yeah, pull them out.
I'm pulling them out. They're gonna just be home.
Homeschool. No, that's your kid. That's your life you created. So you have every right and choice to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
I worry every day with Desi and DJ.
Right.
They're in high school.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you though. When they was going to Winter Park, I was more worried there than I am them at university. Winter Park's not on no racist stuff, but Winter Park's all white. The mass shootings are usually at white schools. At university, even my kids are saying they feel safer at university, which is a mixed school. It's whites, blacks, and Hispanics at the school itself. So, but with that boy, that situation in Atlanta, them parents deserve to go to jail.
Right.
And the reason being, that kid had been investigated a year prior for making threats. The FBI came and investigated that kid. And then afterwards, the father bought him an AR-15 after the FBI invested him for making threats. So, yeah, them parents deserve.
Absolutely.
They need to rot in prison for that situation.
So let me give you a scenario. Sorry to cut you off. I agree 100%. So let's look at this scenario, right? Let's say that you don't own any guns, but DJ happens to be in a gang. I know DJ. I know you're not even built like that.
Shout out to DJ.
Yeah, shout out to you, DJ. I know you've been raised by your uncles, your dad, and your mom. Like, you have a strong head on your shoulders. But in the scenario, let's say that he does get access to a gun and he goes and he does a mass shooting. Do y'all believe that he deserves to go to prison for an act that he did.
Oh, yeah, you gotta
No.
go.
Because
You gotta go.
T didn't give him the gun.
He didn't give him
Yeah.
the gun. He
Nor
didn't give him the
access.
access to the gun.
Not
So,
access.
yeah.
I didn't promote it to
He
him.
didn't raise him
I
like
didn't
that.
raise him like that.
Exactly.
I think scenario based.
So it's
Is
scenario
should yeah,
based. So it's
scenario
only
based.
if the guns are at home. You don't think that they would? Because I would hate like to think like Tyler did something, and then it comes back to me, and I have to take
Well,
responsibility.
if I'm at home preaching gun violence and preaching, we should kill all the Democrats, and if I'm preaching all that stuff,
Yeah.
and my son does it, I play a big part in that.
True.
I play a big part in that. But if I'm teaching him to, the right things, peace, love everyone, regardless of what they stand for. If I'm not having guns accessible to him, then you can't blame a parent that does everything the right way.
True.
Yep. I'll
know
put
what I
it
mean?
like this before you go on. I just want to put in there that I feel that America and even more so the world have a serious gun problem. I think that the
Yep.
problem is that there's too much guns.
Way too many.
Too saturated with guns. They have people that's doing crazy things with guns. Don't kill the people. It's the people that kill the people, but they have a lot of unstable,
Cowards.
crazy people,
Cowards.
coward
Cowards.
people in the world, and it's very rough. You see what I mean? Like too much people have guns. It's no more solving no more. It's no more like even back in the day they would have fight. Granted, you take your whipping. All right, I lose. You know what I mean? Yeah, something else,
Yeah.
something else.
Put
Other,
a-
but
something
today,
Yeah.
the gun is the almighty thing, and if you not strapped up, you getting in an altercation with somebody as simple as a parking spot, you could dead. Yeah.
That could be the simple.
Exactly.
the
You
simple
go up
thing
to
that-
somebody like, hey, you don't do this. You going up to that person there. As soon as you go up to that person just easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially here in Florida.
Exactly.
And that person could just be reacting to what they see.
Exactly.
They could just be in fear and going to buy a gun, and then all of a sudden they see somebody aggressive, and then they think it's going there. But to keep it going, Rob. So what do you think about the state, of everything right now? How are you feeling?
Well, it's as planned. Whatever they planned, that's what's going on.
Do you think it's a scheme?
Oh, it's more than a scheme. This is like a 50, 100-year plan, whatever they got going on.
Yeah.
And everything's falling in line. We're just watching madness. All we can do is just sit back and just watch the whole screen of life and just watch it go down, but just to move appropriate to your own and make sure you're protected.
So are you
It's just
are you more
What's going on?
optimistic about the future, or are you
not
like
optimistic
thinking
or
that-
pessimistic. It
No.
is what it is.
Yeah. Do you think that
It's out of my control. It's out of all our control. What
It really is.
What really can you? What do you really think you can do, and really stand on it and go and do it, and then make the change and affect everything?
you're very pessimistic?
That is pessimistic.
No, but then I have hope that then I can flip it and have hope that people can do better for change and blah 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 blah. So I can play
I
both sides
honestly
of the
think
fence.
you
but
can make a
it's-
difference.
it's-
The question is, do you really want to make a difference? Because I think anybody has the power to make change. Because if I can motivate all of y'all to vote, if I can motivate all of y'all to change your mind on a subject, I have the power to make a difference. But
Talking about
the
from
average
grand.
person,
I'm looking at the grand. No,
Yeah,
I'm not.
the
I'm not
average
talking about
person
the
does not
minuscule
have
crack
that
in the
in their
ground.
head.
I'm looking at the grand picture of
Yeah.
all the grand poobah of
That's what I'm
grand
talking
poobah
about.
things.
How-
No, our
look.
race is so doomed.
Listen.
and we can save each other, but we're still doomed too.
You-
and can save each other. It's just whatever.
if,
Honestly,
if
it's
one person couldn't make a big change, Trump would not have been able to get these people behind him.
but
the way
Trump
he
still
has.
became president.
Is-
Think about that.
You think about Mandela.
But
Mandela
Trump
still
be-
moved nations.
But Trump
Right.
still
If
became
one person-
president.
and he
still.
made the change he wanted.
But he still became
He
president.
made the change he wanted.
Y'all making valid points. You know what I
No,
mean?
I'm
Because
saying, but no, he still
both y'all
made it to
making
the
valid
point
points.
of
Yeah.
But
make-
I'm
becoming
saying
a president.
anybody can make a change if they really want it and put an effort to it.
I
Just
agree.
saying it ain't gonna change nothing, but making moves is what
Yeah, you
makes
have to
things
make
happen.
movements and action is needed.
So most people be like, I wanted to change, but they'll never take a step to make it change. You know what I mean? It's all about taking action.
And I think it's a
Minuscule.
mindset too. Like I agree with you both. I hear where Rob's coming from. As much as I'm laughing and joking, I get where you're coming from. You're not pessimistic. You are an analytical mind that sees.
Could even
Watching
say
everything
realistic. I mean, because
Yeah.
it is a dreary picture when you look back at it. When you look at the whole portrait, it's a dreary picture, just life and we're the human race. Because
Yeah.
we have so much potential to rise so much more higher than we are. And it's due to tribalism, it's due to racism, all of these different segments that keep us open palm instead of a clenched fist. And that's the problem right there. If the human race could come together and look at each one as a part of the human race and not part of, I's Latin, I's not Mexican, I's not black, I's not. No, but we are all a human race. Nothing is going to change because we're looking at it too segmented. We're disenfranchised. Everybody
so
just
boxed off,
exactly. It's too much. We better than y'all, and when we just do things, we just do it this way, and no, we do it that.
Leaders keep control.
And that's how we keep control until we could come together and break free from that segregation, from that tribalism, from that hatred and that greed.
100 miles of distractions in between each other, so it's going to make it impossible for us to really.
I got something to say
Come
to
together.
humans.
What's
Hey
that?
humans, I got something to say to y'all. Y'all keep picking sides, worrying about who doing this, who doing that. We don't have codes to the bombs. But the people y'all are rallying behind got the codes to the bombs. So if we just keep rallying behind all these people that are deliberately destroying our planet in front of your face and we're not doing anything about it, what are we going to do when they blow the atmosphere off this bitch?
Hey, we
What
just
we
have to
going to do
ride
then?
it.
Are we still going to fight each other when
Yep.
we can't breathe?
Yeah, because
Like-
that's my car. I'm getting out of here. That's my
Rob gonna be dropping elbows on people.
You know, we about to blow. Like,
We go literally fight each other for
We
air.
all
man.
savages
you're
at
right.
heart. So,
Rough.
Now,
I mean,
now-
it's down to survival.
but
you know?
but I still respect the light, the good times, everything that this life has to offer. It's like I'm not going to dismiss any of that, but I'm
Yeah.
also not going to know all this fuckery, savagery, killing, dumb stuff that we can literally stop. 50 Cent stopped the violence in Louisiana, that little part, for a whole day or 2 days, just to throw a party. We can't stop the violence across the whole country. Why can't we just throw a party every day so we can stop it
I'm down for that.
or something?
See, and you know me,
Like-
what I will say, my take on this is, like things look bad outside, but I believe that when you have a connection to the Most High, when that is your focus, none of this matters. Like I'll never forget the day of being outside of Ivory Way at T's old
Ivory
house,
Way.
and Bless was looking up at the sky.
I was.
And he said, no, Bless was looking up at the sky and he said, God, just take us now. Just destroy this place. Like we had just got some bad news. I don't know what it was,
But probably the meteor thing, because I always say if a meteor coming.
but it was just like so much dark and doom and gloom was going on. And Bless is just like, just swipe this place out and start over. Like this, we need to, and I believe that, like this is turning into, Sodom and Gomorrah. This place is getting progressively worse, and I think that right now, if there's anything you remember my voice saying, is that have a connection to the Most High. I think that we are heading in a good direction. I feel like the world is in a sense of machine learning. Like if you think of machine learning and analytics, a machine learns and it adapts and it continues to kind of be flexible and learn how things are processing. I think that that's what's happening. I think that a lot of the elders who put a lot of the tent poles and kind of built this country, a lot of them are really starting to peel off, and I think that there's a new generation that's coming, and we're machine learning. We're learning as we're going, and as we're growing and getting older, things, people's eyes are opening, and I don't like the word woke, but people are waking up. So I think that I would say brace yourself, hold on, like things are expensive, but there's a time, like things are gonna improve. I think that the stock market, I don't think that, I'll still never sit here and say that investing in stocks is a bad investment. Investing in crypto, investing in the marijuana industry, investing in the gaming industry, I never say that none of this is valuable for your future. I'll never say that just because there's this gun violence that you should be afraid to step outside. You know what I mean? Nor should you be on so much guard that you're walking around with your pistol and you're just, ready to shoot anybody that looks at you different. Like, things are going to improve in my mind. And I could be wrong.
We
I
hope
agree.
and pray, Boss. We could only hope and pray.
You think there's going to be a purge?
I think I'll be real
don't
with
know
you.
about that.
I think it's always been chaotic.
True.
But now we have access to all the chaos. Whereas before we didn't have open access to all the chaos. It was there, and it's like we hear about it, and then something else happens, and it completely disappears. Whereas in now, chaos is there. It don't go away. It's on Twitter. It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. The moment something goes down, Whereas before, it took a while for the info to get to you. Now it's there, and then while you're getting that info, you're getting something else and something else. And so now it's just we're getting overwhelmed because it's always in our face. Whereas before, it was just we only heard about it on the news, and that was it. Now we heard
the
on the
messenger
news,
come
you
from
only
the
heard
next
about the
village.
idiots.
Yeah.
He come running
The
like,
messenger
hey,
for the next
they had
village,
a
right?
slaughter back over yonder. Everyone is dead.
He
But-
just blamed high-speed internet.
I mean, real talk.
It's true though. You know?
Real talk. What? How'd you get your info before though?
Yeah,
Dial-up.
from my mama.
And I
Before
didn't
the
get a lot.
internet.
I
Before the
didn't get a
internet.
lot.
Before the
Newspaper.
internet. It was newspapers
newspaper.
and the news,
Library,
right?
your barbershop.
So you didn't know about the chaos about all the stuff going on until like a week or two later when it finally got to you. Now
It's
we get it
instantaneous.
instant.
Yeah.
And it's all day. And not just from America. We hear it from everywhere around the world on an instant, constant basis.
I'll tell you, for the longest, when I was a kid, I thought that babies came from a stork. Like from the
I
cartoon.
got tricked like that too. I thought that was,
really
yeah.
thought
believe that.
As a kid.
big white bird will drop me off.
I thought like they came wrapped like with the little napkin wrap, and I thought they dropped. That's how I went.
And we live, especially you come from the hood. Like you gonna have no white bird. Like that shit gonna take
White bird drop.
Drop you off in the hood.
See the bird drop off the baby, then they hold the baby. The bird hostage turn into a little dinner real quick.
Yep.
Like, that's
See,
not happening.
like
What?
That bird.
It was
But
just
low.
strange.
But yo, thank you so much for anybody who's still tuned in, man. Thank you so
man.
much again. Make sure to follow us, man. Comment. We are regular people, man. We'll comment back. We'll follow you back, whatever the case. But this is episode 16, man, and now's that special time where we go around the table and we spotlight, shout out someone that we see doing great things in the community, using their gifts, their talents to make the world a better place. I know each one of these guys right now are sitting and going, is it my turn? It's actually my turn today. So today I want to shout out Yidamsek
Get him.
Shout out
in
Yidam.
Seattle. So if you follow me at all or listen through some of my music catalog, there's a good chance that you've either seen a picture of Yidam or you've heard Yidamsek's voice. So Yidam is from Senegal, and he lives with his family out in Seattle. The Sek family alone is a whole nother story. This family is amazing. They're super tall too. So when you see me in pictures with them, you very much see how tall I am. But they are a whole nother conversation. There's so much history around them in the Central District of Seattle, and for so many years. But Yidam's a phenomenal artist. He's also a community leader in the city of Seattle. Him and his brother Inye have contributed to the art scene in Seattle and so many other areas. And Yidamsek, right? This is the part I kind of wanted to spotlight. Y'all probably didn't know, but Yidamsek and his lady Kanita, shout out to you, Kanita. They've raised a daughter, Kine, who I've known since she was probably about the age of Desi and DJ when I met Desi and DJ, like at the age 3 or 4 years old. But they've also raised another child outside of the child that they conceived, Anna, and they've accepted her as their own. And when I tell you, like, these two have raised amazing human beings, as well as Yidam does weatherizing for homes. So Yidam has started a business to where he weatherizes homes. I remember years ago him getting the offer to start to do this in Seattle, and Yidam expanded with contracts and started to bring on people who are felons, who can't get jobs, who can't keep jobs, and started to bring them on. And man, he's just done so much. He's a really a phenomenal person. He's always supported us, Conscious Mind Records, as well as me. So today, Yidam, you are the spotlight. Shout out. I love you. Black Aries for life.
Shout out Yidamsek.
Shout out
for real.
Yidamsek.
Yeah, hey, Yidam have such his cadence and his wordplay is always just catch me, you know what I mean? I just still bump that track, Just Breathe. Who y'all with? Hey, Silas Black, shout out to Silas Black. Go on,
That's my bro.
this ain't easy to write. I'd rather run out and fight immediate. That's how I live. That's how, hey, shout out Black for real.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to y'all, man. And so today's jewel of the day is from a quote from one of my favorite historians, Martin Luther King Jr. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward, end quote. This is so relevant today and also to the conversation we just had. Despite the many challenges happening today in our world, we have to keep moving forward. Our children are watching us. Our siblings are watching us. Our nieces and our nephews are watching us. Our friends are watching us. And most of all, the Most High is watching us. So trust the process and keep moving forward. Brighter days are ahead, my friend. We are the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. And until next time, stay blessed.
I bid you
Yes.
adieu.
Make sure you hit that bell notification, like us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, all of the Instagrams, all of the socials you already know. Help us improve in the algorithm. You know we in there fighting for our lives. So
Fighting for our lives. And I
And always believe
vengeance.
positivity over negativity. Peace.
vengeance.
Dreams and nightmares, they all the same.
And I am a mango seed.
drown him out, drown him out. Raise the music, raise the
It's 96 degrees, giant at the friggin' shade. And the streets are blaze, man who have the elevate. My people want peace, so we fight here for freedom. One fist multiplied to a whole coliseum. We out here, marching in the streets for a reason. It's see 'em on, take 'em off season. Yeah, it's that King T on a hot beat of a dope track.